It's time to bounce back. It's time to bounce right into it. It's Leicester City versus Middlesbrough. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us?
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents a variety of content, like fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Evron's, Borlow Blinds, Pocker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Co, and the Foxes Arms and Rainbows. We are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Thank you for joining me for today's watch-along. We are minutes away from kickoff with just enough time to talk about the lineups before we kick off. Jono, are you ready to join me?
Hello.
Hello. So we've got the lineup going on the bottom of the screen right now, and a couple rotations that I feel like a lot of supporters will be happy to see. Cassidy and Vardy join the bench, which to me feels right on form. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm happy McAteer's also back in the front in the lineup. You know, Mavadidi's been our main left winger, but the right wing has been, it's been a different sort of, rotation. So I'm happy that we've got McAteer back. He was our top goal scorer before he was injured. So that's really good. Because Cassidy wasn't in form at all. Last two games has been very sloppy. So Charter is going to firm things up. So I think this is one of our strongest lineups.
Completely agreed. Like I feel like we have had Cassidy's had some growing pains getting used to the championship, and I feel like especially someone like Chowdhury, we've seen him kind of have a bit of a renaissance under Enzo Maresca, and I feel very good seeing him back in the lineup, and just with McAteer as well. Just like you were saying, I think we're really set up well for success against a team that has been a little inconsistent, but they're on a run of form at the moment and should give us a challenge.
Absolutely. They've won a lot of games, but then the last few games they've drawn and lost. We've lost our last game, so we're both going into this without a win in our last game. So we've just got to do what we've done in every away game, is just keep at it, keep pushing, taking our time, don't force anything, wear them out, and just play our game and we'll get the result.
Yeah, we cannot let Middlesbrough frustrate us the same way that Leeds did, particularly in that second half. And I think the opening portions of this game are going to be very telling to find out whether or not we are going to be able to play the kind of football that we want to, because Middlesbrough are going to have been studying the tapes and they're going to try to stop us early on in this game.
Absolutely. And plus, Leeds have got an easy game, I think. So Ipswich have got an easier game. I think we've got out of the top three teams, we've got the most difficult game. And if we lose this, we're only 8 points. We'll only be 8 points clear of Leeds if they win. So we've got to do our business. We've got to just, break them down.
I'm taking a look at the other matches that are being played today. Now, a lot going on at the same time, so we will keep an eye on those other scores. But as you were mentioning, Ipswich are playing at home to Swansea, Leeds hosting Plymouth. Now, of course, it is the championship. Anything can happen, but I think, like you said, those are fairly easy games. Where I am a little bit more confident, though, is the fact that Ipswich no longer have games in hand against us. And despite the fact that we dropped points against Leeds, they didn't really make anything for it. I believe they got 1 point out of an available 6.
Thanks to Birmingham, thanks to Rooney, the only thing he's done good since he's been in the championship is drawing against Ipswich. And even if we lose and they win, we'll be drawing on points.
Exactly.
Unless they win 16-0, we will be ahead of them on goal difference.
It is the championship. Anything can happen.
I was all looking at the lineup. It's also nice to see Tom Cannon back from our signing from the summer. He's in the lineup on the bench. So
this is his first inclusion in a matchday squad for us this season since preseason, isn't it?
It is. And we've got 3 strikers on the bench. We've got Jimmy Vardy, Daka, and Cannon. So it'd be interesting to see if he does bring Cannon on, or depending how the game goes, bring on Vardy to finish it off, or if we're dominating, then bring on Daka or Cannon.
Really liking that. I think another thing that I'm also liking is the way that we do play, we tend to be fairly dependent on wingers. And having McAteer back in the lineup, we now have depth in those positions as well, because we're not just relying on Mark Albrighton off the bench, but we now also have Fatawu available to us.
Absolutely. We've got Fatawu, we've got McAteer, is it Angus? I forgot his name.
Yunus Akun?
Yeah, I think he's also can play right wing, can't he? So
I think so, but is he? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure he's in the lineup today.
I don't think he is, but that's someone we can add in as depth. So we've got the right winger spot. I think is fine for depth. I don't think I'm worried about that. And as I said, this all season, the only position I'm worried about is Winks. Is Winks' position, and obviously Ndidi's injured. I think that hasn't had an effect on us massively, but hopefully Chowdhury can, do his bits.
Agreed. Like, I think one big change that we've seen from Hamza Chowdhury so far this season is the fact that he's become more of a utility player for us. For Brendan Rodgers, it feels like he was kind of cast into that central defensive midfielder role. We've really seen him play in a wide array of positions for us across the pitch, and has really impressed for us in many of them.
Definitely. Well, there's doing the minute silence for the Remembrance Day. So we're just gonna I know games have kicked off around the championship, but we've not kicked off yet. We'll be a little bit behind as usual than the actual game. So please don't put any spoilers in the chat if they or we score.
Yes, please. And we will also give you timing updates. So if you are watching on a streaming service, I know many of you will be watching on Fox's Hub. You can pause that and get us synced up as well. We'll likely give like 2 or 3 time updates throughout the match, or if you need one, you can always ask for one in chat.
If you want to watch the game, you have to watch it on the Fox's Hub. It's not televised. It's on the Fox's Hub on the Leicester City website. You need to sign up to get it.
Moment silence has just ended. Reads are being gathered. Players are taking to their positions. I need to do a little bit more in-depth reading about the Middlesbrough lineup. But one player a name that I immediately recognized was Seny Dieng, the goalkeeper for Borough. Because I know back when QPR was a real promotion challenger, he was playing a very influential role in goal for them.
He was, but to be honest, I don't really know much about any other teams lineup apart. I don't even know Southampton's and Leeds lineup much anymore. Like it's just all changed.
That's fair. I mean, I don't recognize any of the other names in the Middlesbrough lineup, unless that's Paddy McNair. Yeah, Paddy McNair is the only other name that I even recognize.
We're about to kick off.
And there we go. We have just kicked off. Let me get a banner up on screen. And Fee, it's a fair comment, but just for the record, we did chat just because, again, like our timing is behind, so we wouldn't have been able to actually sync up with the actual moment of silence as it was given.
No. And plus we started 2 minutes before kickoff, so I had to get everything in before we did kick off. Already a foul in the first 30 seconds of the game.
On the note of Remembrance Day, one thing I did notice in the match against Leeds that I found interesting was it seems as though the players were given the option to have the poppy on their shirt or not, because I did notice a few players that didn't have it on the center of the chest.
We're playing around the back. Middlesbrough pressing already, and it's offside. It's going to be a goal kick. But I think teams are starting to suss us out a little bit. I think if we keep the ball and they try and high press us, it dismantles us a little might be Enzo's first time as a Leicester City manager to try and tweak things a bit more.
And it's been a fair criticism that that Enzo's received, is that, much like Brendan Rodgers also received criticism for, it's been difficult to see adaptability in the game plan, which does allow teams that are able to set up strongly against us and that can counter our game plan strongly to frustrate us. And we've seen that from Hull. We've seen that from Leeds.
Yeah.
Over time, though, as he can get more settled in with the team, I'm sure we are going to start to see some more development of that game plan, though.
Absolutely. And plus, since we're getting other players back now, we can, I think McAteer was a key part in the beginning of the season with his tactics. So it's great to have him back. Oh, what is that pass? Straight past Chowdhury, but great recovery by McAteer. Oh, did we just skipped forward a little bit?
I was going to say my signal's cutting in and out a little bit, so I think I might be leaning on you for more of the commentary at the moment, because I'm also just getting completely desaturated at times.
What, you're on the stream?
Yeah.
Right. Mine looks okay for now.
Some quick passing around to the back, but you can see here Middlesbrough pressing very, very high, very quickly.
Yeah.
But one thing we have seen, I believe we saw it against Southampton as well, is that when teams attempt that, though, it's very risky for them because we are able to hit on the counter if we can pierce through one or two lines.
Yeah. And if we just keep our calm, keep the ball, and not make any silly mistakes, we can just run them off the pit. We can just tire them out. So this tactic is based on, not making that mistake.
It's intriguing to see as we're passing the ball around the middle. It looks like we're trying to do exactly what you just described. Tire out those Middlesbrough players. Wait for them to basically make a space for us instead of trying to force the issue. Iheanacho playing very back, like almost as a central midfielder rather than as a central striker role. Middlesbrough coming forward here, though. We have forced them to turn around.
Oh, great play by Dewsbury Hall.
Great job of frustrating in the midfield. And they will put the ball out for a throw-in at the halfway line.
Scores on the door. Southampton have just scored against West Brom.
That did not take long at all.
So Southampton are also pushing for the top four as well. So Leeds, beginning of the season, the form that Southampton and Leeds were on, no one expected them to be fighting for promotion, but they've turned it around.
Preston obviously going to have, Preston had a game in hand. They are starting to fall down a little bit.
Yeah,
currently finding themselves in fifth.
It was Leicester, Preston, and Ipswich in the first 10 games of the season, but ever since then, Preston have lost steam. They've collapsed.
Lovely lofted through ball that Iheanacho was chasing down, but Vandenberg will get back there and pass it back to Dieng.
Trying to press up Middlesbrough's half, couldn't press quite well enough, but we did recover with James Justin.
And again, it's those little mistakes that we're able to capitalize on, and just there, that causes that turnover. A little bit of a heavy touch by the Middlesbrough man allows Justin to collect, and we're able to build again from the back here from Fass. So
anyone on the chat, we can't share any links or show the game because it's illegal. So we can't. So it's the watch along. You have to watch the game with us. In terms of voice, we can't show you anything, unfortunately.
And then Frax, but you're in terms of top four, yeah, basically it's anything above top six. You're basically just looking to challenge for a place in the playoffs. Top two get the automatic promotions. So apart from that, yeah, you're just trying to solidify a place to basically take pressure off you for promotion challenging.
Yeah, definitely. Craig made a good point where you said that it was a good lofted ball. It was a good lofted ball, but Iheanacho was too slow to receive it. Do you think we should? But we don't do much then with Vardy in the pitch, do we?
But it almost feels as though Vardy also has lost a little bit of his pace over the last couple of years. When I see the lofted through balls coming in, more often than not, they're played to the wingers than to the central striker role, than to Vardy or Iheanacho. We tend to lean more on your Fatawus, your Albrightons, your Mavridis for that pace.
Yeah.
And then we rely on Vardy and Iheanacho to be able to kind of take that cherry picker position in the 18-yard box to find themselves a shooting position.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
No worries, no worries. And yes, Andy, basically the championship gets very scrappy towards the end of the season. That's when teams in mid-table can find themselves in promotion chances. They can find themselves in relegation fights. So one thing that we are quite happy with, obviously, from our perspective, is that we have established ourselves very solidly in our league position. And just seeing some of the clips that came up there, it looks like Southampton may have just scored again. Either that or that might have been a replay of the...
But Swansea are beating Ipswich.
There you go. There you go. As well, it looks as though someone has... Oh, no, sorry. I have the live score updates, but it will jump me up. As I say, people have been getting sent off left and right, but those are the previous results from last match week. But yeah, Southampton still 1-0 up against West Brom. I haven't gotten the update yet that Swansea have scored against Ipswich.
Watford have just scored against Rotherham. Trying to get the live through this. My stream has quit, so I'm trying to get it back. So I do apologise. There's no running comment.
Just for a peek behind the curtain on this one, I didn't have access to the game in Canada, so I'm...
Using me.
Yes. But yes, in the meantime, get your comments and we'll take this as a little bit of a banter and discussion period. We can answer some analytical questions that you might have, any questions you've got about our style of play, our thoughts on things like that. And we should hopefully have our stream back up soon, and we'll give you another timing update. I have just gotten the update. So Jay Fulton has scored for Swansea against Ipswich. Ipswich playing at home as well. So obviously that game far from over, but that will be a chance for us to basically build a little bit of extra space between us. We can go 4 points if the scores continue to stand. Could go as high as 6 points clear should we manage to take a win out of this. Frax, I'm Canadian. Like there's no other score than 10. Although, admittedly, where I'm a terrible Canadian is that I get it without the curds. I like just a chips and gravy.
So you're the first Canadian to say you don't like the curd. What are cheese curds? Is this like...
It's fancy cheese, basically. Like it's when they make the cheese, you separate the whey, and then the curd is like it's kind of like pre-cheese cheese. And the thing that they're known for, like especially if you get like a good poutine from Quebec, is that it squeaks when you eat it. Like when you bite into it squeaks.
So it's like halloumi.
It's similar texture. The taste is not the same as halloumi, though.
Right. Oh, come on. I forgot which one it was on.
Yeah, unfortunately, our streams are still not. I think it was number 7. Apparently, Everton and Palace has already 1-1 in the Premier League. I've mentioned it before. I didn't expect it because I still pay for the official Premier League broadcaster in Canada. I fell off watching the Premier League when we got relegated. I just don't pay attention to it at all.
I still watch it. I'm going to watch the Chelsea and Man City game tomorrow. I am going to watch that.
Some of the only games that I watch is I meet up with some friends who are United fans from time to time, and we'll watch. We are back up and running as Middlesbrough will get a foul in a dangerous position here, and that might be an opening booking for the game. 11 minutes, 15, 16, 17, if you'd like to get synced up as Vestergaard enters the book. Andy, I get the frustration, but at the same time, I've actually been quite impressed with Yannick Vestergaard's performance so far this season. He's seemed a completely new player. And I feel like it is a combination of things of being in the championship. It's obviously a little bit easier for him than playing in the Premier League, but also that new manager. Middlesbrough absolutely packing the penalty area at the moment here. They're going to try to make full advantage of this as a crossing opportunity.
Someone's put United fans exist. They do exist, but not in Manchester.
There's a decent number of them abroad.
It's a brand. It's a brand.
I was going to say, like, in his defense, he is from Britain, but he's not from Manchester. He's from Glasgow. Cross comes in. It's an in-swinger, headed on, but up and over the net.
I think we're in time, you know. I know we're just behind the... we're about 30 seconds behind the actual game.
There we go. Yeah, it was a poor header. He tries to get up underneath the cross, but it gets the top of the head instead of on the forehead. And we play a short a short goal kick, which kind of surprises me given the high line that they're playing. And that's fair, Andy. Like, we don't want any of our defenders to have to play more cautiously, especially the big man who's meant to kind of knock players off the ball, like Yannick Vestergaard. But at the same time, that's the way that Middlesbrough are going to play. They want to try to get our players frustrated, to get our players in the books so that they can try to play their way through them in the future.
Well, this moment
definitely seeing from that goal kick, we are playing dangerously. There's another lofted ball looking for those central players for Dewsbury Hall.
Oh, good pass. Which puts the ball in the wing. Pass it to the left. Goes back to
all
wing.
The way back.
But Wing's trying to push forwards, but no, he's going to go all the way back to Vestergaard.
But even Vestergaard there being a little cheeky against Coburn to get by him. The players are playing with more freedom, I would say, and more creativity, even during lull moments like this.
It just seems very slow, but McAteer is running forward. Tries to flick it to the right, but too hard for Ricardo Pereira, couldn't receive it.
I feel like the game that we play is very patient.
It is.
And it can definitely seem slow as a result. Just showing an earlier chance there, a lofted cross that Dewsbury Hall finds, headed right towards Dieng, unfortunately, but it would be difficult to really find an angle that close to the near post. To the far post, sorry. And that is the style of play that I'm more used to seeing, both under Brendan Rodgers and Enzo Maresca, is that reliance on the left and right wingers to play those crosses into the box. And if we can get central strikers, two midfielders in those poaching positions, that's where we're at our most dangerous.
The problem with, it's not a free kick.
Wout Faes goes through the back of his man, and Middlesbrough will win a free kick right in the center circle. Andy, in response to this one, I don't think it's necessarily that we're going to be strengthening and building upon the squad, but I think there are players who are either not in Enzo's plans or who don't want to be here, who we will try to move and replace. So strengthening maybe more in terms of team cohesion, but I don't see us just buying for buying's sake.
The only position I feel we need to buy a backup for is wings.
Yep, and that's fair.
Because that's
but I do feel like having Dennis Pratt back will give Winks a little bit of backup in that position.
Wow. Yeah, well, I don't know when Dennis Pratt's back. That's the problem.
He is back in training, but yes, it will remain to be seen whether or not we're going to get him back in the matchday squad anytime. So the international break will be a big help for us for that.
It will, yes.
It wouldn't surprise me. We know that even before we were getting relegated, Torino were pressing, although Iheanacho with the chance here right at Dieng, though. Sorry, it was Ricardo with the chance. I'm not used to seeing Ricardo playing so far forward.
Some bad news. Ipswich have equalised against Swansea.
Let them. It's still in our hands here.
It is, but it's still nice to have the point gap.
Of course. I think also just like I have that little bit of bias because I'd like to see Ipswich go back up with us, like rather than one of the other relegated teams.
I think one of Southampton or Leeds will get promoted with us, but I don't know who. I think most likely going to be Leeds.
I'd lean Leeds as well at the moment.
I think it'll be Leicester, Leeds, and Ipswich that'll get promoted. But as I said, we haven't looked good in the last 2-3 games. Like we've won 2 of our last 3 games, but we haven't looked as convincing, I don't think.
A little bobble by McAteer is capitalized on by Middlesbrough, and they'll win a throw-in right at the defensive third. And they'll play the ball all the way back to the center circle. And that's definitely true. I mean, like, look at the fact that Luton Town is now in the Premier League. Not only that, but I believe on goal difference at the moment, they're currently staying up.
Who's that?
Luton Town.
Yeah, Luton are out the relegation zone. So it's Bournemouth, Burnley, and Sheffield that are in the relegation zone. So yeah, Andy, I couldn't get a ticket. I just couldn't get a ticket. That's all it was. Great. Oh, that's a great.
Ooh, a free kick in a dangerous position here.
Is that Vestergaard again? No, it's Justin.
Yeah. It feels like a soft free kick to give away, but he kind of drops the shoulder to shield the ball. Middlesbrough player bounces off and free kick given.
Yeah. And they almost scored. They didn't almost score, but they had a decent header opportunity from the last set piece they had. So need to be careful.
Lots of shades of the last opportunity that they had from this. That said, though, a lot of discussion going on amongst the Leicester City players in the penalty area. So it seems as though there are learnings trying to be applied here. Ricardo shouting to a lot of the players. Yannick Vestergaard having some discussion here. The 18-yard box is packed. Another in-swinging cross to the back post.
Middle, Emerson collects.
Comfortable hands there.
Don't play it from the... Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Justin tries to...
Great ball by Dewsbury Hall.
Lovely through ball.
Oh, Justin's getting checked. That's a free kick, surely. What?
None given.
Wow.
Justin gets absolutely hacked down, but I guess because it wasn't just a dropped shoulder, no free kick given.
Great recovery by Vestergaard. Good control. That's it, got the ball back.
And we again try to come up on that left flank. Another absolute hack, and again, nothing given. I mean, I know that I'm watching it on screen and I'm seeing it much smaller, but it doesn't look like they're getting the ball in either of those tackles.
No.
And once again, we go up that left flank.
Oh, come on.
Don't tell me that was given as a free kick.
It is, yes.
Against what? The grass that he tripped over?
The whole Leicester bench was not happy with that decision. They all jumped up.
That is ridiculous.
Leeds.
I mean, you say that, but do you want to go back to Premier League refereeing?
This is also another bad news. Leeds are now beating Plymouth. Great tackle by Wout Faes. Great tackle.
Not only that, but an excellent change of momentum through it.
Come on, Faes. Come on. Oh, unlucky.
Fumbles the bag on the last pass there, but also great awareness from Iheanacho. He knew he was in an offside position and backed off that ball in order to let the play continue.
That was a great run by Wout Faes. Straight down.
The throw in. It's going to be Hamza to take. KDH open in the middle there, but you need a Rory Delap type throw to find him. Ricardo's forced to turn around and we will go all the way back to the back line. And no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like the Premier League refereeing is any better.
The fullbacks are just, not the fullbacks, the centre-backs are just running forwards with Vestergaard there. Ricardo on the left wing, pass it to Dewsbury Hall. to Justin, to Winks, to Chowdhury, going back again. It looks like we're settling into the game now a little bit.
Agreed. Like we're getting very fluid with our passing, and with those center halves running forward, I think part of it that comes from that is that there are taller players. And again, we're relying on that wing play, crosses into the box. You're going to want, 9 foot, 8 inch tall Yannick Vestergaard in the penalty area. Saying,
Ipswich are beating Swansea. Oh, no. Okay, we're now...
So that would mean we're 1 point
ahead. If it stays as it is, we're 1 point ahead of Ipswich.
So I didn't actually get Greg's this time round on my trip. It didn't fit into the schedule, although I love a steak bake.
Hang on.
I did get it the last time I was in England.
To fit into your schedule, when you walk down the pavement, there's a Greg's. So
no, I did, look. The hotel I stayed at was next to an apartment complex that had a Greg's on its ground floor. Like
why did you go to it?
Actually, no, sorry, I did do Greg's. I did. I had a breakfast at Greg's. I just didn't do like a sausage roll or a steak bake. I got a frosted. It wasn't like a Battenberg cake, but it was like a square cake with pink frosting on the top.
Right.
But no, I had like 3 steak bakes the previous time I was in England. Like I love a steak bake. Ricardo trying to chase that down on the wing, but it will be cleared out for a throw-in.
Middlesbrough forced to hit it out.
And yes, the 2 of the things that struck me was how many Gregs there were everywhere. And specifically in London, there are Pretts next to Pretts. Like you cannot not find a Pret in the city of London.
Yeah, there's Pretts everywhere. Pretts, Starbucks, Costas, Greg's.
Costas were very plentiful as well. You know what? There weren't a lot of Starbucks for what it's worth.
What was the one you see QPR? Oh, come on, Inacho, get the ball. Oh, I think it would have been offside anyway.
And they will head the ball back to Dieng. The one that definitely strikes me, though, every time I see it is whenever I go to Leicester for a match, I'll take the train in, walk through Central Square, and staring me in the face right next to the clock tower is a Tim Hortons.
You're like, I'm home.
And just for a bit of context, Tim Hortons is basically like Pret or Greg's, where if you're in Canada in a major city,
Greg's, basically,
you're going to see a Tim Hortons every couple of streets, every food court. There is going to be a Tim Hortons.
Come on, great control by Dewsbury Hall, brilliant.
Great control, loses 2-3 players, and then lofted pass on.
Unlucky.
I kind of agree with this though, that our final ball into the final third is a little lazy.
Great tackle. I think we've been really good up to the final third, and we just lose it. We just miss out on ideas. It just kind of like flops. It's just like oh well, we just give up kind of thing.
And we finally get a free kick for one of the fouls. Winks taken down in the center circle, and we look to build something off of it. Yeah, it's definitely my bias showing, but I'm not liking how physically Middlesbrough are being allowed to play versus the number of fouls that we've given away for very similar contact.
Yes, it's been very Middlesbrough-sided in terms of the decisions with fouls.
I mean, he's in the starting lineup. It wouldn't surprise me if we're going to see him come on in maybe like the 60th, 70th minute just to start to see what he can do, get some minutes in his legs. But it will obviously be very dependent on what the scoreline is at that point.
Yeah.
Dewsbury Hall has the ball, and now all the players are running forward.
Oh, Dewsbury Hall, his passes.
That was well too heavy a touch.
Is that going to go for throwing? Yes.
That's
good. Good ball. It's rugby.
Chetan saying that we need an attacking-minded midfielder and a striker in the January window. I'm not too against the idea of getting another striker in, but we do like it. Once we can get Tom Cotton back into the role, we are going to have a decent number of players. So I think we would need to see a departure.
Leeds are now beating Plymouth 2-0, so that's definitely going to be a win. Great tackle by Wout Faz. Just
absolutely flips his man.
That's him just run into him. Oh no, Leeds are not beating Plymouth 2-0. It's still 1-0. My bad.
All good, all good. Iheanacho on the ball all the way back at the center circle. Again, very fluid in our formation here, but we're just not capitalizing on it.
No, we've got full possession. You know, Middlesbrough hasn't, apart from the first 5 minutes, Middlesbrough hasn't really pressured Hermanson, but we can't break them down. We can't get past their defense.
I'm going to take a quick look at the stats here to see as well, because I feel like that's a bit of a story for us in the games where we've been more frustrated, is that we hold 65 to 75% possession, but just don't do anything with it. Like that was our tale against Leeds. We had 66% possession, 1 shot on target. And I hate what I just said because we have 66% possession and we've had 2 shots on target this game.
Now it's Leeds 2-0.
Must have been a VAR check. No, it can't have been.
Whoa.
I'm too used to it. I'm too used to it.
Creativity is the issue. I like it. Obviously, Maddison's gone to Spurs, but Maddison's the sort of player we kind of needed. You know, that the pass that broke the defense. You know what I mean? We haven't got Winks. Vestergaard can do some of them. Winks can do some of them, but not someone really creative.
No, agreed. And where we've definitely had very influential signings, I don't think that we've had a signing that's quite had the same magnitude as Maddison. Like, I definitely think Winks for Tielemans was an excellent swap. I think bringing in Mavididi was a great signing, but yes, we don't have the player who could just see through the positioning of an opposition player the same way that Maddison could just yet.
No. Sorry, anyone in the chat, we can't put the game on the screen physically.
We will get the whole channel taken down within minutes.
Taken down, yes. For legal reasons, we talk about it. We can watch it, which we are doing. We can talk about it, but Hermanson, oh my God, don't lose it. Wout Faz now. Oh my Lord.
Middlesbrough committing 5-6 players forward, 2-3 of them just on pressuring Wout Faz alone. We get through those lines. I was about to say it was a little wayward. It forces Dewsbury Hall to run back, and it kind of stalls our momentum a little bit.
But at least we didn't lose the ball. That's
fair. That's fair. Quick update around the horn for other scores. Southampton 1-0 up on West Brom. Coventry Stoke still 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday Millwall 0-0. Watford 1-0 up against Rotherham.
Legs. No.
Ball just gets tangled up in his legs as he collects a lofted ball through the middle, and Middlesbrough are able to collect and deal with the pressure. But had he been able to play that first touch forward, we would have been right in with a chance. Hull Huddersfield 0-0, QPR Bristol 0-0, Ipswich Swansea 2-1, Leeds Plymouth 2-0, Cardiff Norwich 1-0, 1-0 to Norwich.
Millwall have just scored against Sheffield Wednesday.
I thought you were looking out the window of a Greg's when I tuned in. I can get a little glass-eyed if I focus too hard on the match.
There's only 3 games left without a goal. That's us against Middlesbrough, QPR, Bristol City. That's 4 games. Hull, Huddersfield, Coventry, Stoke. We've beaten Stoke. We've beaten Huddersfield. We've not beaten Hull. We've beaten Coventry. We've beaten Stoke. Who haven't we played yet? We haven't played Watford. We haven't played West Brom.
No. We haven't played
Wall, Ipswich.
Have we played Watford?
We haven't played Watford, no.
We played Plymouth, I'm pretty sure. Blackburn, Bristol.
After the international break, playing Watford at home. Okay.
Oh, okay, yes.
This is the must-win.
For some reason, I thought we had played Plymouth already, but maybe
Yeah,
I think.
We played Coventry off. Well,
Did we play Plymouth in the Cup last season?
yeah, I think so. I don't know.
That might be what I'm thinking of. For some reason, I just have like this vivid memory of us playing Plymouth, or maybe no, it wouldn't have been in like the Papa John's trophy for the development squad.
Oh, great run! Come on, Mavididi to
Oh, excellent play to the center, and the shot's blocked. Oh, that was a pixel perfect pass to Dewsbury Hall.
Great run by Mavididi. That's what he can bring. Oh, that's such a good pass. If he went more left post, that would have been a goal. No. Corner. Headed. Oh, what a save!
Oh, what a save!
Oh, wow. How did he save
That's why
that?
we put Yannick Vestergaard in the penalty area. He meets it beautifully with his head, directs it far near post, and Seny Dieng.
How did he save that? He was going the wrong way. He was going the wrong way. And he dived back. Oh, wow. What a save.
Excellent save. Another cross. Fast won't meet it. Iheanacho will control. It goes back to Chowdhury, who will cross it back into the area, but that's too high. And Dieng will collect.
We've been close. We've gotten close twice now in the last 5 minutes.
Haven't played Millwall. And yeah, it was an excellent save.
That was to be fair, you know, I know we didn't score, but hats off that save, you know.
100%.
So Middlesbrough just passing around the back at the moment. It's with their goalkeeper.
Well, they want to try to just recollect themselves. They don't want to let us build momentum.
Mavididi almost tackled. But Chowdhury collects. Pass it to Wiggs. Excuse me. Back with
Winks
fast.
already knew what he was going to do with that before it was even passed to him.
Yeah. Dewsbury Hall trying to turn with his run. He gets on the way, but couldn't.
Too many players closing him down at the same time. And we committed too many players back, so there was nobody for him to pass to.
Is it weird that this season we haven't got really many standout players? Like Vestergaard, I think Vestergaard's going to be one of them. Not because I think he's been our best player by a mile, but I think it's because of the difference he had from last season. But
I can agree with what you're saying, but I think that it is because the whole squad, for the most part, has upped their game. There's been a few players that I'd say haven't met expectations, but I think it's because no player necessarily stands out because all players have, to a degree, impressed.
Yeah.
McAteer on the ball right now. Thus far in the season, he's really impressed me as well.
McAteer's impressed me. Winks has definitely impressed me.
Winks has definitely fit a mental hole that we had in the team from last season.
Yeah.
I would say that he has been the kind of leader figure that the team hasn't had since Kasper Schmeichel departed.
Yeah. He reminds me a bit of Kante, doing all the nitty-gritty, all the pass, doesn't get all the highlight, or they get all the the shining lights of other players, but he does all the work. He's that important.
I think it's one of the things that I'll say during watch-alongs is kind of a bit of a throwaway line, but you have to make the easy stuff look easy. Yes. And Kante and Winks were and are both players who do the easy stuff very easily. And you need that, especially in the central midfield role.
I am not saying now you can compare Winks to Kante. You can't, right? just to get that straight. Yes. But in terms of an importance to the team and his role in the team, it reminds me of what Kante did.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about them proportionally to the situations that the club find themselves in right now. He's definitely playing that Kante role in a team that is currently in the championship, whereas Kante won us the Premier League.
Great recovery. Ricardo running Dewsbury Hall. Through ball it to...
Perfect timing to that pass.
Come on. Inaction's got the ball. Great recovery by Dewsbury Hall.
We do recover. He should have taken the shot.
That's a free kick on Middlesbrough. We're getting there.
Alan, I think that it was one of those transfers that pretty much helped everybody involved because it offloaded him for Spurs. It gave him a team that would play him regularly because he just really wasn't fitting into that Tottenham system anymore. And he has had such an impact on us as well. I don't think there's any party to that club who can't say that transfer worked out well for them.
No.
Because Winks had also been at Tottenham for ages before that.
Yeah, he's played Champions League. He's, was he? It was at Spurs for the title race, wasn't he, with Leicester?
I think so, and he played in the Champions League final, I'm pretty sure.
So
I'm gonna double check if he was playing in the title winning season.
You mean title charge season?
Our title winning season.
Yes. Cardiff was equalised against Norwich. Not like that affects us. Hopefully. Oh, I just can't. It's it's unfragmented. It's just not clicking yet in midfield.
And it is one of those things we keep saying when we finally shift into first gear, but I am starting to get a little worried about when is that going to happen.
It's just that creative spot. Like you can see it happening. Like Dewsbury Hall trying to make runs. Mavididi made that run around on the wing, pass it back to Dewsbury Hall, but we haven't got that consistency of the creative spot.
That's the perfect way to put it. Harry Winks made his debut August 2016.
Also, just after the title winning season.
Yes. Never played in the Barclays.
Middlesbrough on the attack. Left-hand side.
Lovely overlapping run for them.
Great recovery.
Not only does Voutfas intercept the ball going into the area, but Vestergaard stops it from going out for a corner.
Great defended by McAteer, but goes back to Middlesbrough player. They shoot straight into Hermanson.
That's comfortable for Hermanson, but even still, that was 2-3 chances that we had to hoof that ball clear, and we didn't take any of them.
No. So it's almost half time, and it's still 50-50, I would say.
I feel like we've had the better chances so far. But I would say on balance of play, it feels like Middlesbrough have had more chances. They just haven't been as quality.
No.
39 minutes, 30 seconds, 31, 32, if you'd like to get synced up. As Middlesbrough will play the ball back. And Voutfas lets him through.
Great by Vestergaard.
They maintain the possession. Shots taken. It's a dribbler, but will be easily saved by Hermanson.
Voutfas made a massive mistake. Didn't take down his man. Well, not a red card offence, but it didn't. But we're that could have easily been a deflection goal there.
Agreed. And yeah, I think he knew the trouble that he was getting into, and that's why he let him run through. But those arm positions there, Middlesbrough's man could have leaned into those and hammed it up. Could have gotten him in the book for that.
Yeah. We need to get half time, I think.
Agreed. Although that said, we haven't really started second halves all that well.
We haven't.
Okay, come on now. There we go.
Rubbing his leg.
I've heard of swapping shirts, but it looks as though the Middlesbrough man wants to swap boots in the middle of the match.
He wants to hold his legs. What moisturizer are you using? Your legs look nice and smooth.
Trying to get him to wear his socks the way that Jack Grealish does.
Dewsbury holds the ball in midfield, tries to pass it through to McAteer, but no through ball available, so he's gone straight back. Oh, that's a
okay, come on now. There we go.
That's surely
out. Winks is in a heap on the ground at the moment. That was reckless at best. Winks on the ball, and he just goes
a booking, surely.
Studs up into the ankle. Crooks really living up to his surname there.
Yeah, he's going in the book.
And he's protesting it. I mean, I don't want to over-exaggerate it, but I feel like in a VAR world, that would be reviewed. They wouldn't give it as a red card offense, but that would be reviewed for like cleats up into the ankle like that.
They've had someone's put, they not had the card yet. They've had a card now, so at least the referee's going to be more on it with their tackles now, at least. But hoofed up to try and go over Dewsbury. No, McAteer has the ball in midfield. He's going to pass it to Mavididi.
Bit of a poor pass. It breaks the momentum a little bit.
Mavididi tries to get through, runs around, but couldn't. Middlesbrough tackle.
And that's our throw-in. Terrible throw. You didn't really have anyone to go to, but we just completely failed to capitalize. And now Middlesbrough have the momentum here.
That's a free kick.
Yeah.
Is that a booking for?
Of course it is. It's our player. It's for Winks. It just I don't know. I know I'm biased, but I'm frustrated with the quality of the tackles that cards are being given for, because it feels like we're getting a lot of bookings for shoulder barges and blocking, where
they went studs up and into the back of our player. That was also a booking.
Middlesbrough have to try to draw blood in order to see yellow.
Cross comes in,
nodded on, headed away.
Clears away to Middlesbrough player. Goes out for Middlesbrough throw in. Great defender by Ricardo.
Oh, and it's a big mistake from McAteer that gives Middlesbrough some space. Good save, though. They did not capitalize on that chance. That was a golden opportunity for an opening goal for Middlesbrough there.
McAteer loses the ball. They easily slotted that home.
Plays it not necessarily straight to Hermansen, but well within his range just to block it with his legs.
Yeah.
And that was Crooks again, the man who's in the book.
Yeah, we definitely need half time and to settle us down. We've had 3 yellow cards or 2. Vestergaard, Winks.
Was that Vestergaard with a little step over?
Oh, great by Dewsbury Hall.
And then Iheanacho giving a great big hug, and Seny Dieng will collect. I'm not happy with the refereeing. Middlesbrough break into the area. It's Crooks again. Shot taken, blocked, cleared for a corner. We're letting them into far too dangerous a position. When Crooks receives the ball, it looks as though we set up to block the shot, but then nobody does. Going to be an outswinging corner. Comes in, nodded on. Great save by Hermansen at the near post.
Hermansen's been busy in the last 5 minutes. It's been we've definitely ending the half and
about 10 minutes ago, I said that it felt like we'd had the higher quality chances. I rescind that statement. Middlesbrough could be. I think Craig put it well. Middlesbrough could be 3-0 up right now. Halftime, I think.
Yeah, it's halftime.
Oh. What a save. Yeah, it was Chowdhury beaten to the header.
Well, we needed that half time because we're struggling.
And I'm inclined to say that, I know that we're not going to see it, but we should probably see some personnel changes as well at halftime.
We need to change the front three. Not the front three, but something in that. Maybe change in midfield, I don't know, but something has to. I don't know what's going to change, but tactically or personnel, but it has to change.
I feel like it's a bit of a recurring theme at this point, but it's not necessarily his fault, but Iheanacho has been quiet this game. Our center forwards just never really get the ball, and it's partly on them, but also partly on our style of play.
Yeah.
And again, it comes from that that forward third laziness that we've had, particularly in this match. Jono, do you think other teams have sussed us out?
Not all the way, but a little bit, yes. I definitely think other teams have met, like, compared to the beginning of the season to now, I definitely feel that it's a lot harder for us to break teams down. Like, do you have the quality to still break through it? Yes, but I think we definitely need to Enzo needs to make some changes in order to get, to win this.
The comfort that we had in a lot of these earlier matches is definitely gone. And maybe it's because we were playing easier teams at the start of the season. Maybe it is because they've started to suss out an approach to frustrate us. But to see this in back-to-back games is worrisome for me.
Yes, like everyone was saying, like Locks, for example, saying, "Oh, we're going to easily break the, or we're going to beat Middlesbrough, not going to be a problem." I don't think that. I don't think now we can go into games thinking we're easily going to win them. I never thought that anyway, but I think some games I'm like, yeah, I think we're going to win this. But at this moment in time, like we've got Middlesbrough gives us a tough game. Watford are winning 2-0, so that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I agree with Craig here that our center forwards do come back into that central midfield role as well sometimes because they're not getting that service. But whoever we have in the middle gets overrun.
They do. And I think this is the real sign that we're missing Ndidi. I don't know.
Yep.
Like, ever since we've not had Ndidi, we felt not as complete, I don't think. Like, we've still been good, but not as good as we were with Ndidi.
And there's a phrase that I'm a little scared to start seeing again is tippy-tappy football. That was Jamie's mantra in the Brendan Rodgers era. And there are shades of the Brendan Rodgers style that I'm seeing in this. I mentioned it in the post-match after Sunderland. It feels like a similar style of play, but we had that creativity in the final third to find those passes that we weren't finding under Brendan Rodgers. But in these last couple games, we're not finding them anymore. And it feels like we're just passing for passing's sake.
I mean, I don't think this is similar to Brendan's in a way because lots of teams are now adopting the, passing around the back and pushing up the field. I think the reason why I think Enzo's much better, well, not much better, but I think Enzo's a breath of fresh air because he's not stubborn. Like, he's willing to change people around. He's willing to make, he's not sticking the same team week in, week out, not making any changes. Enzo's changing, players week in, every single week. So it's a lot more different than Brendan.
Agreed. And I'm not, I wasn't trying to compare him to Brendan to put down Enzo. I do think that from our fan base, Brendan Rodgers is a little hard done by, is kind of my stance. And I need to own up to the fact that I was Brendan in until he got sacked, pretty much. So, like, I have to wear that badge. But I see those similarities, which do give me concern. And yes, I agree with you that Enzo Maresca definitely has more willingness to rotate the squad. But have we seen him have willingness to rotate the playing style, which is something that we called for months under Brendan Rodgers when we were losing games left and right in the Premier League?
Well, we'll have to see that in the second half, because the only way we're going to win this is by changing something. We can't, if we go back out there, the same tactics, the same team, they will score.
100%. 100% agreed.
There's no debate in that. So we have to just make sure we will we make a change? Yes. Will he make a change? I don't know, but I don't know what he's going to do to help fix this. It's just a mess.
Because I feel like I haven't seen too many instances of Enzo making early changes in matches, personnel-wise. Like, I can't think of the last time we made a halftime change. I can think of matches where we've made substitutions in the 60th, 70th minute, even later than that. But not so much, not this early in the game. I'm going to drop the link into the chat, as we do still have a little bit more time here during the halftime break. So if any of you would like to come on and share your thoughts as well, please feel free. Nick coming in saying that Nacho doing nothing for me, and McAteer looks scared since coming back as if he's wary of getting another injury and not playing as we know he can. That's fair. That's fair. I think so much of the time our center forwards end up looking lackluster because of the lack of service that they get. And as I mentioned earlier during halftime, like, part of that is on them, but part of that is also on our midfield, because Jamie Vardy looked the same way last season and in some matches this season. Jose Perez looked that way last season. So many of our Patson Daka looks that way. Iheanacho looks that way, where we play a poacher's type of football of quick passing in the middle, reliance on those wingers, and then a striker that can get into position and put that ball home when they receive the ball first time. That's it. So we're facing a tandem of issues for our center forwards that comes from the fact that they're not getting the kind of service that they need to poach, but they're also not getting into a poacher's position either. So they're not giving the midfield the opportunity to pass that ball to them so that they can score. But they're also just not receiving any kind of opportunity to get into those spaces to begin with, because we're losing the ball in the midfield.
Yeah. I don't know what to follow with that. I don't know.
Because it's also because we now have a team that has changed so much since last season, that has played together for 16 matches now at this point. This is our 17th match. It's a little tough to say what can we change that we know would work. When you have a team that's played 2-3 seasons deep with the same manager, you can know that, okay, this isn't working, we can switch to this plan B. I don't know what a plan B would be that would work with this squad, with this manager.
Yeah. I don't think it needs I don't think it needs a massive change. I just think it needs tweaking. Like, what we're doing is working. What wouldn't be 9 points clear of third place. But what I do think is that I think it takes us too long to make those changes. Like, we're waiting to pretty much conceding to make these big changes. And in terms of scoring, we always score past the 70th minute. Like, we're the top goal scoring team in the championship past the 70th minute. That's because it's side of players. Patience, attack. Yep. But now teams are like, if we attack them first, they can't attack us at the end.
Yeah. I'd almost be tempted to say that the change that I would think of making is I'd bring Nacho off and put Patson Daka on. Because I think Patson Daka is a player who I have more trust on the ball. And where we have seen Iheanacho run into central midfield, he has been dispossessed rather easily. And I do think that that's due to his first touch and his possession more so than his positioning. And I do think that that is where Daka has Iheanacho outclassed. I do think Iheanacho is an overall better striker, but I think for what we need to see in this second half, I think Daka could be that solution.
I think we could see both Nacho, Vardy and Daka coming on. I think we can see both, but would you really? I would want Daka to play in a cup, like in an FA Cup game first, over a before
league fixture.
What's that?
Over a league fixture?
Yeah, because he hasn't played at all in the Championship this season, I don't think.
I feel like he got brought on in one game. I want to say maybe against Hull. He got like negligible minutes.
But in a game now where we need a team to, like, we need that quality that we're not having in this game, I don't think Daka can do that. Fatawu coming on, that could be a shout for coming on for Marketeer.
That's a great call, because I was going to say to Anthony's comment saying that the long ball or diagonal ball needs to be used more. If you tell me long ball, lofted pass, you know where my mind is going. I'm going to Mark Albrighton. But I don't want to play Mark Albrighton for a full 45 minutes because I'm not necessarily sure that he's got that in his legs. Mark Albrighton is a 60th minute man.
Yes.
So if we want to make a change at halftime, I don't think he's the answer. I didn't think of Fatawu. So yes, I think that could be what we're looking for. Is like I would bring probably McAteer off, because I do think that he's been a little shaky this game. He's easing back into things. I can forgive him for that. Put Fatawu on, we get a little bit more of that creativity, a little bit more pace, a little bit more aggression on the wing, and then we can start getting those lofted crosses back into those poachers' positions.
Yeah, like if you look at the bench, we've got Cassidy can come on. I don't want him. The only two players I feel we could bring on would be Fatawu. I'm going to stick. I actually going to stick with Vardy. I trust Vardy over Daka. I'm going to go with Fatawu and Vardy. I'll bring on Fatawu now, and bring on Vardy after 10, 15 minutes.
I like your thinking. The only reason that I wasn't gravitating towards Vardy myself is because, like I mentioned when it came to Daka, I think we need a player who's more about ball control and possession in that almost reserved like number 8 position for when they track back and can win possession back in the center midfield role, whereas Vardy is that pacey poacher.
Yes.
But I do like the sound of it if we were to bring Fatawu on. But I think
that's why I wouldn't bring Vardy on first, because Fatawu and Mabadini would cause havoc on both wings. But Kamakate is good, but he's not doing anything like really aggressive. Like Fatawu isn't causing any of them any serious harm.
Yep.
If we put Fatawu on for 10, 15 minutes, still not working, then replace the striker. But we don't want to change Vardy and Fatawu. I mean, Vardy and McAteer there. Iheanacho and McAteer straight away, both of them instantly, because it could mess up the whole thing. So I think just bring on one change, Fatawu for McAteer.
I'm completely agreed with you on the first change. I think, and again, like this is my personal bias coming out. My thought, and obviously like it's adaptable based on how the game goes, is I agree with you, halftime change, Fatawu on, McAteer off. I think if we don't see any change within 15 minutes, I would bring Mavididi off, Albrighton on, so that we can get fresh legs, lofted balls on both wings. And then if we get a goal, 70th minute, 80th minute, I bring off Iheanacho. I put on Cannon. If we haven't scored yet, Iheanacho off, Vardy on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of substitutions, we have just come out of the dugout. The players are warming up, ready to start the second half. We've kicked off in terms of what online. On our stream, we haven't kicked off just yet.
Not seeing any new faces in terms of the squad as yet. But I feel like I have too much trust in Enzo to think that we're just going to come back out, same team, same tactics. Something must have changed. So if the squad ain't different, then surely the approach will be.
Let's look at the substitutions on here.
It looks like the same team to me.
Yeah, there's been no changes at half time in terms of personnel. Let's hope tactically there have been changes.
This first 5 minutes will be very telling. We've just kicked off.
Great ball by
already cheeky pass up onto the flank towards Dewsbury Hall, but he will lose possession to a Middlesbrough throw. Call me rash for already drawing conclusions 20 seconds in, but that is a little bit more aggressive.
Wait to see if they're aggressive.
Yes.
Great control by Winks to Justin. Dewsbury Hall keep it on the ground. Headed back. Winks takes the ball in midfield, passes back to Vestergaard.
And it was another good job there by Justin to just disrupt that, not allow Middlesbrough an iota.
Great pass forwards to Ricardo.
Ricardo. And again, I'm always shocked to see Ricardo playing so far forward. He finds Dewsbury Hall right outside the penalty area. Back to Ricardo.
Justin, Mavididi. Tries to run in. Runs around the box.
Space, but he's forced to go back.
This is better. Oh my God, Vestergaard
poor by Fass.
Oh, Herman's
there to clean up.
Fass has been
a little shaky.
He's made two big mistakes. Oh my God, that's sloppy.
Yeah, was that Iheanacho?
This is sloppy. We're losing the ball in midfield. Middlesbrough have the ball running through.
They're in the penalty area, but they're forced to turn around. Justin putting pressure. Their momentum is gone, at least at the moment, but they do maintain the possession. And now we start high pressing.
Good
interception.
Going through ball it. Oh, it's a throw.
There was Mavididi was not getting through Vandenberg there. There was no
chance. Should have passed it though.
He should have. Dewsbury Hall will go all the way back to Hermansen. Foss, Chowdhury, and Winks. We go back. I don't mind the slowness as long as it produces something.
Yeah, I agree. You don't want to be slow and then lose the ball and then they are really quick and then we're like, oh my God, that's when it's dangerous. But we've got the ball with Chowdhury, passes forwards, go around the mid. Oh, that's a free kick.
Surely that's a free kick.
No.
Nothing again.
Great closing down.
So
even the Middlesbrough player stopped because they thought it was a free kick.
There's gonna be a scuffle in this game.
Dewsbury Hall's got the ball in midfield. He's not doing anything in midfield. Fast has just got the ball.
He has no passing angles. Good job by...
And it's gone back 10 meters.
I was about to say, good job by Chowdhury to break through.
Oh, pass again. Bad pass. We lose the ball again.
Would you bring him off for Cody?
Yes. I don't know what the tactics has changed. It doesn't look any different to...
No, Iheanacho trying to put a little bit of pressure on Dieng, forces him to a wide clearance.
Try to get the ball, but couldn't. Oh, great. Yes.
Oh.
Come on. Shoot. Oh,
terrible.
What is it? Is that Dewsbury Hall or McAteer?
Oh, yeah, it was. First time shot from Dewsbury Hall, and that's closer to landing in the goal at the Kirkleys than it is to landing in the net here.
I think I see it flying over me now.
Yeah. Terrible shot. Seeing that replay there, it almost looks as though when he plants his first foot, he clips the ball a little bit and knocks it out of position for his actual shot. Craig, that's a great way of putting it. We're taking extra touches when we don't lead to. when we don't need to. And that really slows up the play, but it also gives Middlesbrough a chance to either close down or get into shape, closing down those passing opportunities that force us to just stand on the ball.
Come on, Vestergaard, don't make the mistake now, please.
That's fast up against him.
Oh, it is fast, sorry, yes. Ricardo chasing down. Middlesbrough now.
Like, my screen's not the biggest, but like Vote Fast is the player that I'll always be able to pick out of the crowd. Harry Winks kind of scuppers his clearance there, and it'll go out for a corner. McNair going back for a conversation. It's going to be an in-swinger. 50 minutes, 42, 43, 44 if you'd like to get synced up. The next break in play, I'll do a check of the scores around the horn as well as the in-swinger comes in, headed away at the near post by Dewsbury Hall.
Elijah, nothing's changed since the first half in all the
Thank
scores.
you kindly. Yes, Winks was booked in the first half. Oh, so he's suspended for the next game. Not great. But we have the international break, so we might have Ndidi back by then.
Millwall have just scored. It's 3-0 against Sheffield Wednesday.
I feel for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes, I do.
Sorry?
Their owners are rubbish. That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely. I was going to say, like, we got the lucky draw when it came to Thai ownership.
Yeah.
Take the duty-free money, not the tuna money.
I think the first sub should be McAteer for Fatawu.
Agreed, but I think I would still take off Foss for Cody as well. I think I might do both changes at the same time.
Defensive though, doesn't it? Like I do agree that he's not had his best game, but
our attacks start from defense, so we need a player who can maintain that possession and not give the ball away cheaply. And we've seen Foss do that 3-4 times already this match.
Great tackle. That was a great tackle, though.
Yeah. Look, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's had a poor game.
Yes, he has had a poor game, yes.
Justin on the ball, under pressure from 2-3 players. Hoofs that clear. But right there, you can see the difference between our styles of play.
Great tackle by Fars again.
Yeah.
Okay, keep doing that. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Why run and then turn around? Why?
McAteer had open ground in front of him. He turns around into the player that marks him, who puts a poke tackle in, and then he kicks it out for a Middlesbrough throw. Oh,
we have got players warming up though. Is that Tom Cannon warming up?
Oh, I cannot recognize whoever's in the vests over there.
I'm squinting.
I'm always so reliant on I just use the kit numbers. That's how I identify the players during the watch along. And then like over time, like I can recognize cropped haircut beard is Dewsbury Hall, cropped haircut no beard is Vestergaard, 90% hair is Wout Faes.
90%. Justin's shirt is all white on the back. I mean, sorry, not Justin's, Dewsbury Hall's. So that's why I know who he is.
Yep. McAteer's got like the close curly haircut, but
it's
dark hair.
Thank you.
Finally, we get a free kick. And we go backwards with the free kick. I don't want to get frustrated by it because I know what we're trying to do, but it's frustrating.
If we win this, it'd be like, Enzo, you're great.
You bald, beautiful man, but then when it ends 0-0, or if Middlesbrough smash and grab it at the end, there will be pitchforks.
Whoever's the Facebook user putting on sub coming on for us, anything like that, it's okay, but don't put anything important like cards or scores, anything like that, yeah? Because people who might want to watch us will get spoilers in the chat, yeah? Pre-warning.
Middlesbrough will play the ball all the way back to Dieng. And he's just holding the ball because he knows that we're not going to run up against him. Now we are. Oh, Dewsbury Hall. How?
How is that not a free kick?
How?
Jesus, this referee wants us to die.
I didn't think that it was allowed in the rule book for... So help me if that's a free kick. I didn't think that players for the same team are allowed to wear different color shirts, but Middlesbrough are allowed to wear both red and black today.
Yeah. We should have come out with a butcher's knife, an apron, and said, "Go on, keep chopping at us," because that's what they're allowed to do.
Like, what I'm discovering is that just like Wout Faes is going to be allowed to just take his boot off and just hit another player on the head with it, and that's fine. Like, again, I need to recognize my bias in this, but like even trying my best to take my blue-colored glasses off, this has been a deeply lopsided refereeing performance.
Yeah.
Greenwood standing over the ball alongside Hackney.
Well, his name's correct. You keep him hacking on knees.
I was going to say, I wonder how many London boroughs they have on the team. I'm going to guess it's going to be Greenwood to take. He does. It's right into the wall. They collect the rebound.
Trying to close them down.
Into the penalty area. Justin putting pressure. Goodness, great. That man is massive, Vandenberg.
Crossed in. Hermanson flicks over for a throw-in.
No, he doesn't touch it. It's our throw. Whenever I just see him by himself, I don't realize just how large Sepp Vandenberg is. And then I see him next to James Justin. McAteer for Fatawu. You called the change exactly, and I'm glad to see that.
Ipswich winning 3-1, so Leeds and Ipswich are going to win their games. So we are now dropping points if we don't win. I did call it. I did call it. I'm Enzo. I'm calling it.
Get in that. Get in the.
Go on.
Get to the touchline.
Go on.
Excellent pass to Fatawu. He's got acres of space.
Oh, it's tackled.
And is that a free kick?
No, it's a corner.
Don't tell me that he's hurt.
God, he did go. How are Middlesbrough allowed to tackle like this, man?
Low corner comes in, cleared at the near post. Pinging around the penalty area right now. Fatawu will collect, and then his touch will be collected by Dieng. I mean, honestly, though, like I understand that they never found Jack the Ripper, but apparently he's 11 people playing for Middlesbrough.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Jesus.
Chowdhury having some words with the referee.
Michael Carrick is like, you know what? Kill him. That's what he's like. Just kill
start
him.
punching them.
Just punch them. You got the ball? Stab him.
Vote fast. Getting tussled with.
Danger again.
That's got to be our throw-in.
No, it's Middlesbrough's.
Ipswich 3 goals up apparently now.
Yeah, I said that 3 minutes ago. God.
Sorry.
So, yeah, Middlesbrough and Leeds have won their games because Leeds are 2-0 up and Ipswich are 3-1 up. So we're not doing our part. If we draw this, we're only 1 point clear of Ipswich and we're only 9 points clear of Leeds. Just to clarify, we had a 14-point lead on Leeds.
Justin finds Dewsbury Hall. He gets tackled.
Great defending by Justin.
Ball out for a Middlesbrough throw. Vestergaard will head out the lofted ball from Middlesbrough, and it'll be another throw. Jones on the ball, plays it back. Vandenberg. Poor through ball will be collected.
Oh, Vestergaard tried to pass it. Oh, it's easily avoidable corner.
It's not been good. It's not been good. Enzo's going to have some questions to answer. I don't know necessarily that it's managers figuring us out because this is also two of the better teams in the championship this season. I thought we would be better against Middlesbrough, admittedly.
Great clearance by Justin. But back to Middlesbrough player. Switched over to Middlesbrough. Mavidi's trying to tackle, and he did. It's a Middlesbrough throw.
And the momentum's back with them again. Ugh.
We need to make a change big time in midfield.
Ball with Winks, gets through one, gets hauled down by a second, and it's somehow actually a free kick for us, and he doesn't end up somehow giving him a second yellow for getting tackled. I'm not bitter at all. Dewsbury Hall.
Great run.
Yeah, it's past his man. Cross.
Oh, cleared.
Hand it away. Winks unable to collect. Vestergaard does. Good play.
That's what we needed.
Little bit of speed, little bit of creative touch, and we win in the throw-in. Dewsbury Hall. Justin, and he goes back.
Why go back so far?
I don't understand why we went back on that one. We had opportunities. We had players to pass to.
Okay, that's good.
Edie, Dewsbury Hall.
Okay.
Pereira. Almost finds Mavididi with the pass. Good tackle. Come on! Come on! Enough!
No, okay, well, that was a free kick. West Brom are drawing again. Have scored against Southampton. Just look at the standings.
We want to throw in right on the border of our defensive third. Enzo's yelling. Good interception from Foss. Dewsbury Hall now, and we have a bit of momentum.
Good pass by Dewsbury Hall. Mavididi on the wing. That gets towards about
Dewsbury Hall, take the shot!
Oh, blocked.
It's blocked. It's blocked and it's collected. Ball's back with Hermansen. Did that hit his hand? Just showing the replay on Dewsbury Hall.
No,
it hits him in the back.
It's in the back.
Good block. Credit where it's due. Justin to Mavididi. We come forward again. Tackled. Justin collects, though. Dewsbury Hall finds Mavididi.
Oh, great bit
of pulled up way to lose his man.
Oh,
terrible. Get Iheanacho off. Get him off. I've had enough of him. I like him. Get him out of here.
Not the squad, just substitute.
Yeah, just get him off the pitch today. He's having a stinker today. I'll take any of the names off the bench. Just give them a shot. Get Daka, Cannon, Vardy. It's the 67th minute. He hasn't held the ball well in midfield. He just skied that shot. Give me someone else. Winks, Mavididi into the penalty area, gets past his man, makes a cross.
Shoot!
Shot!
Oh, skies it again. Or placement the goal's 10 meters up.
Fatawu absolutely spikes his volley, and it bounces up and over the net.
This is getting. Oh, I hit he kicked the ball into the floor first. That's why.
He just mistimes it. But this is what I was talking about in the Leeds watch-along as well, where we have the ability to get into spaces like that, but then if it's not the shot getting absolutely shanked, like Fatawu does there, like Iheanacho did earlier, then it's the final pass that would get us into those spaces that gets shanked. And we just crumble like a hobnob in the final third.
Like a hobnob. Hobnobs don't necessarily crumble that easily.
Fair. But if I said a Nature Valley bar, I feel like that's too North American.
You mean a flake?
Like a flake.
"20 minutes to go. It's still 0-0. And our two main rivals for promotion are slowly closing the gap. If they're both going to be winning today.
If we wanted to make this a game where we play with two strikers, who do we bring off for that? Like, would we take off Chowdhury?
No, Actually, I don't.
Because it wouldn't be a winger. You wouldn't want to play with just one winger.
No.
So I'd assume it would be either Winks or Chowdhury. We would bring Fatawu and Mavididi into like a four-man midfield.
Could be.
But I wouldn't want to take Winks off, and I don't necessarily want to take Chowdhury off. Middlesbrough players try to take both of Fatawu's arms, nothing given, and then the Middlesbrough player falls over, and it's a free kick. "68 minutes, 69 minutes, 1, 2, 3, if you want to get synced up. We're playing a bit of a high press. Mavididi intercepts the pass, gets round his man.
Oh, God. If you shot first time, there'd been a goal.
Yep. The net was empty. Oscar's saying take Ricardo off for the second striker. We take the corner quickly and play it short. Mavididi goes back to Dewsbury Hall. He now plays the cross in. It's headed away. Winks. Chowdhury. Fatawu. He goes back.
But this is the sort of time where Leicester start to, grind the gears, get into motion, bring on some more subs. Hopefully.
We're passing in triangles in the midfield right now. Middlesbrough have all 11 players behind the ball right now. Iheanacho. Foss. Winks. Now we come forward. Mavididi. Justin. Cross. Fatawu. Chowdhury. I would have been blocked. It would have been blocked. I don't blame him for that.
Oh, did all that effort to move the ball around, then it's a free kick to Middlesbrough again.
Of course. Of course.
So you did all that effort passing it around and not a single shot out of it.
Because they didn't find any space. Like, the closest space we got was Chowdhury there, but that shot would have been blocked by two different players. And agreed, that's what's frustrating here is that they're trying to walk the ball in, but Middlesbrough have 12 players behind the ball, including the ref.
But the only reason why we beat QPR was because of Winks' wonder goal. You know what I mean?
And that's worrisome.
Millwall are beating Sheffield Wednesday 4-0 now. Great pass by Foss.
Great pass by Foss. Finds Winks. Now Winks running forward. We're into the Middlesbrough half. Dewsbury Hall. Mavididi. Cuts in. Oh, his pass is behind Dewsbury Hall. And Middlesbrough clear.
Great. Oh, referee's pulling his shirt, man.
Yeah, but the shirt's blue. Winks. He should have taken the shot earlier.
Oh my God! Why don't you shoot? Finesse it. Oh,
we're getting into crunch time here. Like, we need to start taking these earlier chances.
Oh my God!
Middlesbrough recover.
Again. Great tackle by Chowdhury.
Throw in. Make a change. We've made one substitution.
Would Enzo bring Cannon on? I don't know.
Not if we're not winning. We'd bring Vardy on if
Casaday's coming on.
Well, this is Middlesbrough's third substitution now. Coburn for
Latte laugh.
Latte laugh. Voutfast does well. Ball bounces off of Winks, but we keep possession. Dewsbury Hall.
Tries to scramble it through. It doesn't work, but doesn't.
Yeah.
Win it back.
They go back to Dieng. Dewsbury Hall pressuring him. And
Swansea got a red card, so that game's definitely a loss for Swansea now.
Chowdhury is fouled. George Hurst, one of the goal scorers for Ipswich, off a penalty.
Oh, wow. I think the referee forgets that. I think he thinks you can, as long as the ball moves away from the body, you can tackle with any direction you want. So if you tackle from behind and completely take out the man, and the ball moves away from the man, it's a great clean tackle. That's twice.
But only if it's Middlesbrough making the tackle.
Oh, come on. Fatawu, right wing. Come on. Cross it into Dewsbury Hall.
Find Dewsbury Hall.
Great.
We go wide to Mavididi. A bit of a heavy first touch, but he recovers. Terrible cross.
Blocked instantly. And it's
And that's surely going to be a Middlesbrough free kick.
That's really good.
Yep. It's becoming frustratingly predictable. 74 minutes, 51, 52, 53.
Come on. Shoot!
Shoot! Dewsbury Hall. Surely!
Oh my God.
Did Dewsbury Hall not just get hacked from behind in the area?
Let's have a look. Oh no, that was a good tackle.
Yeah, he gets the ball. He gets the ball. I can't gripe with that. Wasteful shot from Mavididi.
Craig put, can only assume Enzo's happy with a draw. I'm pretty sure he won't be, but I mean...
But if he weren't, then why haven't we changed anything?
Come on.
We intercept on the clearance.
One shoot! No way!
Oh, another excellent save from Dieng.
Oh my God, he's kept Middlesbrough in this so hard. But we're turning on the pressure now, Leicester. This is better.
We have to take momentum from this. We cannot leave this later than now.
Come on. Free kick.
Surely. No. Okay, Hackney has just grabbed 3 different Leicester City players by the head. Dewsbury Hall shoots and it's wide.
Is that a corner?
You know what? From the style of play on this game, if we were to bring someone off to have 2 strikers, I wouldn't be heartbroken if it was Dewsbury Hall that came off.
He's been good though. He's not been the one for me that's been bad. Ian actually needs to come off for me. In midfield, I think if anyone's going to come off, I think it would be Dewsbury Hall, yeah, but only because I think Child is more important defensively.
Well, yes, I think our midfield's been okay, but just out of the 3 of them, Dewsbury Hall has impressed me the least.
Really?
Yeah, because like you said, Chowdhury's done more on defense, and I feel like I've seen more from Winks than I have from Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall's made
some attack. Oh, great run by
excellent
Justin.
From James Justin.
Shoot!
Iheanacho!
Oh, the boost! Oh! Oh, we're getting so close.
Is it me? Like, is it me? Because, like, we conceded when I came onto the stream against Leeds. Like, do I need to leave?
But it's very... If Iheanacho went down there, that would have been a penalty. That was so close. Look at that. Oh.
So that's a significant save from Dieng and hitting the post within like 5-ish minutes.
Oh, nice. Come on.
Dewsbury Hall finds Justin. He goes out wide to Mavididi. Cuts back. Winks. Fatawu. Play the cross, bud. Iheanacho. And we go back. Fatawu gets past his man. Doesn't get past his man.
Professor Card there for the counter attack and go pass it straight back to Hermanson. Southampton have now got the lead back against West Brom. It's 2-1.
That's because West Brom don't have Mark Albrighton anymore. Winks, Justin, Winks, Chowdhury back to Vestergaard, back. No, not back to Hermanson.
Okay, run. He's making a run. Little one. Back to
And
Hermanson.
Justin goes back to Hermanson. (79 minutes 40). Chowdhury, Dewsbury Hall, Justin. Mavididi gets past his man. Vandenberg tracking back.
Come on.
They're into the area. And they poke the ball clear. Not even a corner.
Oh, great
That's
tackle
gonna be a
by.
free kick.
Oh, come on. We touched them.
I don't know how you can see a tackle by a Leicester City player and not know that it's going to be a free kick to Middlesbrough. I do think he took too many touches there. And still no changes. We've made one substitution in 81 minutes.
Oh, what you doing?
Poor. Hamza Chowdhury sends somebody to the Teesside Hospital. And Middlesbrough will get a free kick.
There's just Chowdhury's booking off.
Although, I'll be honest, he hit the ball first. So, like, by this referee's standards, he should be allowed to, like, suplex him. And it wouldn't be a booking. It wouldn't be a foul. Set up a 3-man wall here. Greenwood and Howson standing over it. What's going to annoy me is that if they score from this, we have very little time to do anything about it. Free kick taken, and they score from it. It was an excellent free kick for what it's worth, but what can you do about that?
Nothing.
Up and over the wall and off the side netting. Yeah, we didn't take our chances. The game's not over yet, but we have 6 minutes and 40 seconds to do something about it. And still nothing changes. And the thing is, like, there's not really any player performances that I would call out and say, like, they haven't been up to snuff. Maybe Iheanacho. But I would say that, like, if we go on to lose this match, that is squarely on Enzo. Now we have someone warming up.
Too late. This is why I'm happy. Hang on. 1 sec.
Yep, all good. Oh, sorry. Johnny Howson goes into the book for Middlesbrough as Jamie Vardy comes on, but he's not got much time to do anything about it. He takes the captain's armband. And the ball goes out immediately for a throw-in. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Middlesbrough are going to take their time with every ball that goes out of play now. Mavididi plays the ball back towards Justin. Ball goes all the way back to Hermansen. And over to Vestergaard. It's Chowdhury who's come off in favor of Vardy, it appears. So that will likely bring a change of formation as well. Lofted ball that was looking for Mavididi will be headed away by Vandenberg. And yes, that's right, Mike. If we don't manage to pull something out of this game, then Ipswich will go joint top of the league. Winks now on the ball, plays it towards Justin. We are moving forwards here. Winks under pressure. He has nobody he can pass it to. Cross comes in. Iheanacho heads it. It's a poor header. But we maintain possession. Vandenberg up against Mavididi. Mavididi goes to ground, none given. And a goal kick off of Jamie Vardy. Yeah, I mean, we're all frustrated. We're all frustrated. This has been a very lackluster performance. And this goes back to what I was saying, that just if we go on to lose this is solely on the shoulders of Enzo.
Yeah, I think this is Enzo's first bad. Everyone has their bad days. This is one of them.
Yeah.
But this is what I said after we lost to who did we play last week? And we lost to
Leeds.
Yeah, after we lost to Leeds, everyone's like, "Don't worry, it's going to be fine. It's going to bounce back." Everyone's like, "We're still going to break the point record. We're too good for this league." This is definitely proven when we're not home playing. 8 points clear in the Champions is a big gap, but it was 14.
Yeah.
This is why everyone's saying, this is what I was saying before, we need the points gap, I'm saying, how much point gap do you need? Obviously bigger than this.
It's a free kick, it would appear, to Leicester City, and Jones goes in the book for Middlesbrough.
I'm happy now. This is the international break. We break 8 points clear of Leeds. I don't like the reasons why I say Leeds is because
I don't want to be in the playoffs.
No, that's exactly. So 8 points clear of Leeds. Joint with first by goal difference. Still top of the league. Still got a good, decent point gap. Let's just go into after the international break with with Ndidi back and fresh faces.
No, I agree. Like this team definitely needs to go back to the training ground and refresh on some tactics and have no free kick given. As Fatawu basically gets flipped like a gymnast. I'm fearing this a little bit because this feels like the same thing that caused us to flounder under Rodgers.
Yeah.
And again, like I recognize the connotations that the Rodgers name carries with this fan base now, but let's not forget that before last season, there were discussions that Brendan Rodgers could be named among the greatest ever managers of Leicester City.
I think, well, Brendan did win us the FA Cup, which we've never won before. We came 5th twice. So I just wish he got sacked after the Nottingham Forest defeat in the FA Cup. That's when I would have thought, if Top was still alive when that was happened, I reckon he would have gone.
Vichai.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, Vichai was alive, sorry.
In retrospect, I agree with you. Again, I need to own up to I backed him. So but I agree that like that's when the writing started being on the walls. Surely. Come on!
He just got MMAs.
He grabbed him around the midriff and locked his own hands together.
It's not going to happen, is it? Like,
it's not. And I don't even want to blame the referee for the loss because we also did this to ourselves. But this might be the worst refereeing performance I've seen of a championship game yet. Fourth official looks a little bit like Wayne Rooney. Four minutes added time, and we're already through the first one. Any ball out of play in Middlesbrough's favor is going to be another minute burned.
There's only 1 minute left.
I will want to hear the press conference after this game because I still very much like Enzo Maresca. Don't get me wrong, but I want to hear his justification for his decisions in this match.
Nobody can say Enzo out because
absolutely not.
But
I want to hear
changes.
I want to know why were the changes so late, and why did we not change our style of play? I mean, I didn't even comment on that shot because I thought that was going to be a free kick for us.
He's calling out for a penalty.
Shocking. Ricardo gets absolutely...
He's even touched the ball!
Yeah, so he gets booked for the protest, but Morgan Rogers basically hacks the ankles of Ricardo without touching the ball, then takes a shot, and then gripes that he didn't get a corner after Hermansen knocks it wide.
Like, I agree with the comment. Like, the referee has been absolutely, like, awful. Like, it's just been all against us. Like, Middlesbrough players have been fouling us. The referee's not giving them. We've not taken our chances. We've just been very flat.
Yep. We cannot blame the ref for this loss. The ref has been a part of it, but we did this to ourselves.
This thing is, the only thing was, Middlesbrough haven't been. If we play like we did against, like Southampton, we would have easily won this. This team isn't too far ahead of us to, like, we should have. If we played like a bit more attacking play, we would have easily won this.
I mean, if we played like when we hit the post and forced the save for more than 7 minutes.
Literally, we're only the better team in this game for 7 minutes. Or 10 minutes.
Yeah, it hasn't felt urgent. And even now, like, we have 15 seconds left and we're passing the ball backwards. And that was probably going to be our last chance.
Well,
clear.
I can see on my app that it's finished 1-0 to Middlesbrough. So it is finished.
All right, that is full time.
Oh,
what a wet start to the weekend.
Yes, it's everyone's saying Mr. Negative to me, saying that we need to not be like lackluster and You know, we need more points. But when we have this is now our slump. We won. Beginning of slump began when we played QPR, and it's continued. And
I want to give QPR some credit though. In that match, because like having been there, QPR also gave us a game. Like let's not pretend that we were shooting ourselves in the foot in that game.
No, but this game could have been. I just think we're getting coach too complacent. Everyone's thinking we're going to easily win this league. We've still got a good points gap between, you know, third place. There's still a lot of games to play, but I don't want to be in the scrap of trying to fight for first, you know what I mean, or second.
Agreed. I wanted this to be our bounce back so that we could start getting more momentum again, and I felt like we were going to do that, and we played the exact same way that we did against Leeds. It doesn't look like we learned, which is something that you have to do in the championship, and that is what's giving me concern. Because similarly, that's what crumbled Brendan Rodgers, was he didn't learn when other teams started to frustrate him. He just kept trying the same thing, and now look where we are.
Well, I think the biggest mistake Enzo made was not making substitutions early on in the game. He made them way too late.
Completely agreed.
We were lucky to go into the half-time 0-0.
Yep.
So that's when I'll be like, you know what, like this isn't working. You need to make changes. And then soon as we conceded, that's when the changes came in. And again, it was too late.
And again, like I hate to continue to evoke him, but that was what we griped about Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
Was that he didn't make changes until we were already down. So I fear those similarities because he had such a bright start, just like Brendan Rodgers did for several seasons. I don't want that to happen to Enzo because I like the way that we were playing. Yeah. I think if we want to take positives from this, we still created chances in this game. We showed the quality that we can have if we can get it consistently for 90 minutes. We have the international break now. Get those players in the training ground and knock it into them.
Yeah, I agree.
Gray, I will pop the link in for some brief discussion as well.
I'm going to go at 5 o'clock UK time, so 3 minutes. So I've gone for 3 minutes, then we'll end the show.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Gray, we'll let you on for your thoughts, and then we'll probably wrap up from there. So feel free to click on the link that just appeared in chat.
He's not clicked on it yet. Come on, Gray. Snap, snap. There he is.
There we go. All right, Gray, you ready?
Evening, boys.
What's your thoughts on that performance, Gray?
It was all right. I mean, silly tackle from Hamza, but the free kick was worthy of winning any game. Knew where it was going to go, so why isn't Hermanson 2 yards to the right? He was too far left, in my opinion. And then you've got to look at when Mavrodini had an open goal.
Why didn't he shoot?
Why didn't he just hit it first time? If you miss from a first time shot, you know, you've had a go, but he's tried walking it into the net, and you know, the break's going to come at a good time for us. We have a reset, but I think we need to work on what we're going to do when teams are pressing us high and running us down. We need a plan B, and as much as we dominated the game with possession and everything else, domination doesn't win games, as we found out.
Completely agreed. Completely agree.
Jeez, I'm being agreed with. I must be talking sense.
But yeah, I think, like we were saying, like it's one of the things that's frustrated a lot as fans, both with Rodgers and now today, is that it seems as though we have a system that works a lot of the time, but then as soon as a team can find out how to not even necessarily dominate or do very well against us, but just frustrate us with that tactic, we have no adaptability.
I think he left turning the game around too soon. Obviously, he brought Fataru on quite early, but then there was nothing else until obviously they got a goal, and I do think that we could have
Done a bit
should
earlier.
have, should have done it earlier. It's getting into that Rodgers 60 minutes. Let's make the usual changes. Well, hang on a minute. Where's that gun? Is that gun injured?
He wasn't in the squad, so I think he might be.
Right.
But we did have other options because both Jono and I were talking about it at halftime. That's like we could have brought Albrighton on around the 60th minute. We had the option to bring any one of our other strikers on, like we did with Vardy, but we waited until the 81st, 82nd minute in order to do so.
Yeah. Hey, some interesting things happening in the training ground. Tom Cannon's in training, so let's hope he's going to be up and fit soon. You know,
he was in the
comment.
He was in the bench.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was in the squad today.
Right. Okay. So let's hope then by come international break, after the international break, that he's put some good stints in training, and we've actually got a fit young striker. Hey, and you never know, Enzo might go two up top.
Yeah.
Well, this is why I've said for a while we needed a cushion. Like we had a 14-point cushion because if every team has a slump, this is our slump. We've got a cushion now to fix the problem before we get level with our points. We've got 8 points clear. 8 points clear of third, which is important. But international break, this is where like everyone was saying, oh, we're going to bounce back against Middlesbrough. This is now the time to bounce back. This is the time. If we don't bounce back against Watford, who have won 5-0 today, then we're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, not being funny there, it was only Rotherham, but then again, didn't Rotherham put a result out against Ipswich in the week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, the games in the Championship can go any way, can't they? We've already seen that. I mean, I think QPR put their best performance in all season against us, and I actually think they were unlucky. Bless you. I actually think they were unlucky not to win, unfortunately. But it's one of them. I think we just need to have a good week for international break. I don't think any of our guys were away unless some of the Nigerian teams are playing.
I think we're going to be without Vestergaard. I think he got called up for Denmark.
Right. Okay.
But I'm
happy. My
happy.
thoughts on him.
I think the players I thought were most poor today were actually Faz for me was quite poor, very sloppy.
I thought he went too. I thought he was the better of the centre backs.
But didn't he give away he didn't tackle and Middlesbrough were through and goal? From his passes didn't go hit the mark. I didn't think he was at his best. I think Ricardo again was excellent.
He didn't impress me early in the match. I think he did recover around like that 60th to 80th minute mark. He did kind of pick himself back up a little bit. I know, Jono, you and I had a little bit of back and forth about it. But yeah, I would agree. Like I think I did like Vestergaard today better than I did like Faz.
Right. Okay. I thought Winks didn't have his usual steady game, but our club's beginning to man-mark him now. Because it looked that way today that as soon as the ball looked like it was going to go to Winks, they were on him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, final thoughts, Greg. Then we're going to wrap up the show. So, who was your man of the match, and what do you think Enzo needs to do to beat Watford next week? I mean, after international break.
Man of the match. Mads had a good game. I don't know. Can't really say, really. The game was on. It was a good game. It was fine. I thought Hamza played well. I just thought it was a silly tackle.
Yeah.
But it was a typical Hamza, you're having it. It was, and we all know when the game's feisty, Hamza's a walking red card. because he likes a good tackle, and it was a good tackle. And you know, I think Hermanson should have had his positioning better for the free kick. He was too far left. He was advertising it. Put it in my top right foot, and it was just one of them things. Hey, look, we'll come back. In Enzo we trust, and the boys in blue will be back.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Cheers, Greg. Really appreciate it.
All the best, boys. Stay safe.
Cheers, Greg. All right, so yeah, with that we will wrap up the watch along. Thank you everybody for joining us. Frustrating night, but I think like we've said, we have the international break now. Good chance to regroup, work on some alternatives, get the squad working well together, and we've got to bounce back against Watford.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Jono?
We need to just change something to help us be attack more if they're attacking us. We need a plan B. We need to make sure that if we do take lots of pressure, how to absorb it and how to still attack with that pressure. But training ground work is needed in the international break.
100%. All right, well, thank you all very much for joining us. We will be back with more shows throughout the week, and of course, we'll be back for other watch-alongs. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, or at least as good as you can after that match, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Everard's, Barlow Blinds, Pocket Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Cow, The Fox's Arms and Rainbows. Run by the fans, for the fans. Follow us on socials at Leicester Fan TV and visit leicesterfantv.com for all the latest news, views and videos.